Hello everyone, Murray the Pieman here for some more Star Trek Online. Now for those who came in late, we've been helping out in this Dyson sphere we found. We've been fighting the dinosaur people, the Voth, and helping the Romulans kind of settle it. Now I've been going through the progression, the kind of I can't remember what they call it anymore, the reputation for this. It's one of the downsides to get this little extra thing. You've got to go through this reputation, and it's only when you hit tier 5 that you get the full story, but it actually does kind of tie in to the next episode, which is being flashed up there. So I'm going to discuss the Voth contact.
Ah, come in. I have a special assignment that requires a delicate touch.
Oh, have I
a
proven
science
anything
ship
with
on
that?
patrol in grid Beta 53-30 received an encrypted
Wow, he's
message
Tom
from the
Cruising.
Voth.
He loves Katie Holmes. The Voth, aren't we fighting
This
them?
wasn't a message from a military ship
Yeah,
or the
sit back
Voth
down.
leadership.
Calm.
This was an encoded short-ranged burst from a Voth science outpost. I think we may have a friend in the enemy's ranks.
Oh.
It'd be best if any communication from our side didn't come from our leadership, for reasons you'll soon see. I want you to pursue a dialogue with this individual. See if we
Okay.
can turn them into an
Getting a pen pal. Oh,
ally.
you're starting.
That's all.
Calm down, Sub-Commander. Really? He's a weird one. Computer load file kill, 1 authorization.
I'm trying to
that.
contact any member of the mammalian occupying force who is willing to open negotiations. I am Nellen Exel of the Voth Circle of Archaeology, and I believe that we have common scientific goals that can only be achieved without the interference of our respective militaries.
Yes, I agree. Probably.
Working alongside the best minds of the Voth circles of science, I have been studying this celestial structure, its function and its original inhabitants. Our work has yielded some troubling information for those seeking to uphold the doctrine that we are the original intelligent species in the Delta Quadrant. The Voth Ministry of Elders maintains that science is only valid if it supports their own fictions of history. I've lost
That
too
Iconian
many
gateway
colleagues
kind of
to this
orbiting.
terrible government censorship. What I've been able to discover on my own and away from government interruptions is that this sphere was created by a race under direct control of a species called the Iconians.
Ooh.
Even ignoring the huge cache of records we found here, the mere existence of this sphere proves that there are powerful entities my government refuses to acknowledge, perhaps to our ultimate doom. I will not be so naive. Left high and dry by my own people, I am left with few options. There must be a sympathetic ear out there that realizes we have entered the nest of an enemy that neither of us are prepared to face alone.
What? Computer record new message. Neil and Ixal, Voth Circle of Archaeology. So that's the start of it. Now what you then can do is go over to this door, and basically I'll cover. The idea is each one would unlock, and you normally go in and read them, but obviously for you guys I've stacked them up. So let's see what my pen pal's got to say next. I'm contacting Admiral
I was
Drakhara.
pleased to receive your
Not
message,
voiced because that
even
would
if I have to
announce
keep this
the name.
conversation a secret from everyone I know. There are many topics that have been deemed controversial and off-limits. Inquisitors examine our work on a regular basis, but questions need to be asked if we are to maintain any sort of scientific credibility. Have you ever wondered at the fact that both our people were able to enter this sphere from opposite ends?
I've not
That we
actually.
could move through halls, through rooms, through entire buildings without finding another living thing? Until we encountered one another.
I kind of want to know why their doors are so
The
big.
Ministry of Elders would have me publish papers claiming that this sphere was created by our ancestors. But why would they abandon this place? Why would anyone abandon this place? As far as I can tell, this place was commissioned but not built by a race called
they subbed it
the
out.
Iconians. A war forced them to abandon their home in favor of this more strategic location. Imagine how many fleets of warships could fit inside here, fed by food grown on thousands of hectares of carefully constructed surfaces, powered by the entire energy of a star, and all waiting to ambush from the dark space of the night sky. The Voth are not warmongers. We have taught doctrine to weaker species, but weapons are usually not required. When the Voth have encountered opposition, we have resisted attempts by others to add us to their own ranks. Fights between evenly matched adversaries tend to be futile. A sphere might convince some that the odds have shifted in our favor. Which brings us back to my first question. Why did the original inhabitants of the sphere leave? Did they feel safe and pick a fight against a superior enemy and lose? Or were they forced to leave by some internal flaw in their fortress? We may all be doomed to the fate of those who lived here before if we aren't careful.
End of file.
Computer, record a new message. Daniel in Excel, Voth Circular Archaeology. I could just record me saying that. So I can then do another one. Like I say, a bit of a video heavy episode. Well, not just the episode, I will be doing more.
Hello. Thank you for continuing to remind me that there are other sane minds out there. My concerns about the dangers of the sphere's technology have fallen on deaf ears. In rebuttal, I'm fed propaganda about the sphere's Voth origins and how easy my job should be. But how easy can a job be if I'm constantly being interrupted by alarms and avoiding catastrophes? In my lab, the Ministry of Elders and their Inquisitor lackeys have installed accomplices who are willing to answer yes when I say no. Advancement is their only goal, not reason, not discovery, and certainly not safety. Unfortunately, they are rarely up to the tasks for which they volunteer. But the problems may be bigger than incompetent lab techs.
Politics.
No one here wants to hear that we may not be capable of using this technology, or that the cost of trying could be the destruction of this entire sector of space. The builders of this sphere aren't here to tell us the results of their experiments, but I'm convinced that something did go terribly wrong. There is evidence of a celestial trauma that has significantly reduced the energy output from this installation's central star. Add to that the fact that the spires have been optimized for a different spectral band than the one that this star produces.
Have they?
And we're left with strong evidence of a large-scale industrial accident. Such an accident would explain why this place was abandoned. I've conducted a detailed scan of one of the spires and found trace amounts of tetryon particles. Any industrial accident large enough to leave these trace tetryon particles thousands of years afterwards would have permeated all organic life caught in the blast, with enough tetrionic energy to force any survivors to retreat to subspace. So, if the creators of this technology weren't savvy enough to prevent such a huge disaster, what chance do my people or yours have to do any better? I fear this technology. I fear it in not just the wrong hands, but in any hands. We need to work together to make sure no one tries to activate the sphere. Our lives may depend on it.
End of file.
Hello Neil, got your last message. Great message, by the way, loved it. And then this is the last message.
I'm sorry for the delay in my response, but I needed to take extra precautions with my communications. After another round of disastrous tests in combining Voth and Sphere technologies, I was offered up as a scapegoat. I am no longer a member of the Voth Circle of Archaeology. But I've been doing this for so long, it's hard to stop keeping an eye on my former colleagues' experiments. Now my curiosity is tinged with a hint of fear. Their findings may be corrupted. When it was discovered that the Omega particles generated by this structure were sent to collection sites in the outer shell, the first thought was to blindly jumpstart this process, rather than to methodically determine its purpose. I'm afraid our leaders are so entranced by the perceived benefits of this advanced technology, they are willing to forego common-sense safety measures. Luckily, there are a few of us left who make safe and sane actions our primary objective. And luckier still, there are enough of your ships and soldiers causing problems inside our defensive lines that my actions are blamed on you. I'm not alone in this opinion. Our superiors are pushing hard to unlock this technology. There's a perceived lack of progress, and they are trying to make up for lost time. I'm sure you understand gravity as it applies to physics. But it also has a social component. When our leadership feels pressure, it is quickly felt by those below them. First by the military, then by the citizenry. The Voth have never taken kindly to dissenters. But there is no comparison between those who speak out against doctrine back home, and those who fight for basic scientific inquiry here and now. I fear I'll be discovered at any moment, but I fear even more that the work I'm doing won't continue on. Please stay safe.
End of file.
And, oh sorry, that wasn't the last one, this is the last one. Oh, not in the same lab. You better not jump on my chairs.
We've intercepted new Voth military communications. I think they've outed your contact.
Oh, best go and check my messages. Have we received any files from Neil and Excel?
One file received at 0530 hours today.
Oh, I should check my email more often. Play file.
I'm sad at the thought that this may be my final transmission. I've enjoyed our talks together, but I came across something tonight that is too important to leave to chance. I was recently assigned to the Circle of Material Sciences. Apparently, my expertise in using isotopes to date archaeological finds means I'm an expert in chemistry, at least to a military personnel officer. One disadvantage of keeping disciplines separate based on expertise is a lack of shared knowledge, where my new colleagues added footnotes about inverted tetryon particles. I saw a connection to omega molecules, a connection of which they were unaware. On a small scale, my hypothesis yielded a small rift. Applied to the scale of this entire facility, this sphere was built to travel through subspace, across the galaxy. The Voth leadership was excited to learn of this discovery as well.
I pray you didn't start
Imagine
me
an
the wrong way.
entire solar system full of ships hiding inside this sphere. Imagine teleporting them anywhere in the galaxy in an instant. I assure you there are Voth battle plans in the works right now using this strategy. My species is under attack near our home sector. The fighting has reached a stalemate, but there are still lives being lost on both sides.
There's not a
Every
big
option
drop-off
is being
then, but I
examined
would
to
not want
bring
to sit
an
in that
end
chair.
to the fighting, even the most extreme. I've seen reports on weaponizing omega molecules to destroy large swaths of subspace and lock our enemies into their own parts of space. I must put an end to my people's pursuit of such disastrous weaponry. I will not have a part in isolating the Voth race by making space unnavigable, even at the price of a continuing war. My work with the
Yeah,
Voth
it's
is
badass,
finished.
walk away from explosions.
Hopefully I will not follow suit.
End of file.
Go get him. Maybe you can find him before his people do.
So, this is our last bit. We can beam up to the ship. And I quite like this. Obviously seen in like a big chain, it's not that great. It's it's just a series of little videos really. But I kind of liked it gave you something to work towards through the reputation thing beyond just the little bonuses you get from your reputation. Such as the equipment boxes. Every time you fill up a reputation, you get equipment. There are specialised, kits and ship equipment that can work as well. Again, it involves kind of grinding for vouchers and using dilithium and whatnot, which is not ideal. But there are also, it does unlock skills that you can use. So there are reputation-based skills that can give you little boons that you get as you complete reputation. So they are worth doing. Most of them now are passive. I think it's only Romulus and this, and yeah, I think there was a Delta Quadrant one which I don't think I actually added much else into it, which is a shame. The rest of them are just kind of things that you build up. Oh no, a couple of the ones later have like log entries you can go and read that kind of unlock each tier. So there's Neil and Excel. Thank you for finding me. I've been hiding out in this debris, hoping my Voth brethren won't discover me first. After everything's happened, I feel tremendous guilt for furthering any Voth plans that could result in the destruction of massive scale. If they succeed, we could lose the galaxy. It's too terrible. Perhaps we could join your crew and aid your efforts to keep such destructive technology out of the hand of those who will abuse them. So you do that, and he will now actually join your crew as a duty officer. So, that was that. That's not all I'm doing today, don't worry. You might have noticed that every time I was there, a mission called A Step Between Stars kept coming up, and that is what we're going to do now. But I will probably do a jump cut. So any second now we should get, yep, there we are. So, Tuvok and Kev, I've never seen Joint Command so active. These are preparations for a mighty battle. The rest of the senior staff has been briefed in another area. Our orders are to meet with the Chief Logistics Officer. Understood. I will find the Chief Logistics Officer. There's the Chief Logistics Officer.
You're just in time. Please follow me to Sub-Commander Cole.
Understand. I'll go to Sub-Commander Cole. Lots of crews being briefed. Now, what you might notice here is we do have Corin and the crew of the Bortiscu, and again they've all got names. We have our crew there. There's Satra, Tovan, Kev, Heaven and Varil. There's Sean with Commander Saval and Kiryoshi O'Brien, Miles O'Brien's child. So again those ones, and over here we have Jarok and her crew, some of who we will get to meet later. I suppose I should actually stop just milling about and go and do what I'm meant to.
Good to see you again. We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space. There is a space station that controls the jumps in close orbit of the sphere's star.
Go on.
Admiral Tuvok from Starfleet was selected to lead a small team to the station to try to disable it. With him is Dr. Eric Cooper, a scientist who has been studying Dyson and Iconian technology. Something's gone wrong. 2 hours ago, we received a distress signal from Tuvok. Please use the console to download the signal. Afterward, I'd like to hear your opinion of the situation.
Understood. I'll listen to his message.
Joint Command, please respond.
Yes, it's Tim Russ.
This is Tuvok. Sensors have detected a large Voth fleet moving toward the station. They have discovered us, and we have yet to complete our work. Communications with our ship are down. Our last contact with them indicated that they were having technical difficulties and may be forced to retreat to a safer location. I will be unable to stop a Voth advance without assistance.
The attack on the Voth fleet will commence shortly. Captains, please return to your ships.
Tuvok and Cooper are stranded with an entire Voth fleet bearing down on them. I need you to fly to the station, rescue our team, and finish the mission. Our fleet will engage the Voth to help keep them distracted. But to avoid detection, you'll need to fly roughly 100 kilometers above the surface of the star.
What about using a cloaking device instead of flying near the sun?
The Voth are actively scanning for ships approaching the station. They can detect our cloaked ships, which is another issue we're trying to solve. This is our best option. The star's magnetic field will make it impossible for most sensors to pick up your ship. With luck, your ship will not have to fly close to the star's surface for very long.
I don't like it, but I'll fly the inevitability over the sun. What's next?
Speak with the logistics officer assigned to brief your crew on the situation. With your permission, we can help your engineers set up a temporary modulation for your shield frequencies that should allow your ship to travel that close to the sun safely.
Very good, I'll speak with the logistics officer. Right, with my crew.
Greetings. Our engineers are working with your crew now to create a temporary modulation program that will help your shields protect your ship from the heat and radiation you will encounter on your way to the sun station. Your ship should be able to safely make the trip, but it won't be able to remain in orbit of the station.
Where should it go after I'm out of the station?
We will need every available ship to fight the Voth. It would be best if your ship joined the fleet once you are aboard the station. Your goals on the station are to find Admiral Tuvok, assist him to shut down the Sphere's jump capabilities, and then retreat before the Voth fleet arrives. Do you have any questions?
No, I'll go back to my ship. So, we're beaming back up. There's the fleet having a nice big battle. And meanwhile, below that, there's the inevitability of flying too close to the sun. Captain, we're approaching the surface of the star. This is Veril. The modifications our shields are holding off the worst effects, but they won't keep us safe for long. We're already losing subspace subsystems for the heat and radiation. I can keep us flying for now with emergency backups, but the more systems are going offline with a minute. It's only a matter of time before we lose something critical. I'm going to go with the option of I knew this was a bad idea. Plot a course to the station, best possible speed. I'll try to avoid these solar flares as well, because I reckon flying into them is a bad idea. I don't think I'll pick up some more while here. Right, Satra's saying we can't establish communications with the station. Initial scans indicate that nearby solar flares are interfering with frequencies. It's possible for us to repair the solar flares inhibitors that should allow us to contact the station, so I'll say very well. Repair the inhibitors. So we're going to go to each of these and basically do a science on them. What I like about this is you start getting little messages from saying we've just lost the starboard power coupling, so there's an impression that your ship is struggling without it actually doing anything particularly to change how your ship behaves, thankfully. That's another one of these. Environmental controls on deck 10 are down. All personnel have been evacuated. Well, that's probably not good for anyone on deck 10. Replicators just went offline. We we should be able to heal him now. So heal Tuvok. Heal Tuvok.
Your arrival is timely. The Voth are already on the station. I am with Dr. Cooper, but many of the other members of our team have been killed. Any assistance you can render would be useful. I recommend that you speak to your crew before transport. Your vessel will not be able to remain in range for long.
Understood, I'll be there soon. So essentially the ship will suffer reversible damage if we stay this close. We can retreat, perform repairs, and then rejoin the fleet against the Voth. So I'm saying support the fleet once I leave. It says the crew is prepared for battle and will continue to fight in your absence. Are you ready for transport? Yes, I guess I am. Beam to station. So they're naffing off.
Greetings. I am Admiral Tuvok. The man behind the crates is Dr. Eric Cooper.
I know him.
The Federation Science
He's in front of the
Council's
crates.
expert on Dyson technology.
Yes. Hello, I'm Dr. Cooper.
Allow me to brief you on the
Think an animation
situation
didn't
so
trigger
we may
properly.
determine the best plan of action. Main power is offline. I am not sure what caused this disruption, but the event was fortunate. The darkness is a distinct tactical advantage. There are manual overrides in each room. I have temporarily disabled the one between us and the Voth. Unfortunately, the Dyson's captain did not survive the Voth's initial assault.
What can you tell me about this station?
There are 2 generator rooms that control much of the station's operations. The generator room to the south controls the power. The control room to the west, where the Voth are, maintains the station's jump capabilities. It is imperative we reach the west control room and disable it before the Voth jump this sphere back to their space. The release of the Omega particles needed for this reaction would be catastrophic.
How many Voth are between us in the control room?
More than the 2 of us can safely engage. Defeat would be certain. However, if we restore main power, we can use the station's automated defenses to even the odds, if we can avoid being targeted by them ourselves. I understand you have extensive combat experience. Do you have any suggestions?
Kill mentioned you have a ship in orbit. Could they help?
I have attempted to hail them, but received no response. The ship's shields and hull plating are designed to withstand the extreme amounts of heat, pressure, and radiation generated by this sphere's star. However, it is a prototype vessel on its first voyage. There were several unexpected system failures. The communications array must be among them. The ship has retreated to a safe location to make repairs. Until they are able to complete them, they will not be able to assist us.
Well, our best option is to make our way to the generator room.
We're moving away from the Voth, right?
Now, there's actually 2 ways this can go, because I'm examining a fallen Voth here, because there is one where the captain's alive. And that gives you, and there's slightly different things you can encounter, so there's only 2, but just there.
Sensors are detecting a Voth battle mech ahead. I recommend we perform a more detailed scan to ensure it is deactivated.
Yeah, probably a good idea. So we're scanning the Voth mech. Well, sparks are coming from it. No signs of life within the mech.
The pilot of this battlesuit may have been killed in the fighting. However, we do not know what else we will find on this station. We must move forward. The trapped Voth will be attempting to circumvent my modifications. What do you suggest?
I'm going to pick watch my back. If you see the Voth, shoot first. Again, doesn't really make a difference, except there's a thing that triggers here, which if you give Cooper a phaser, he'll fire it rather than...
Voth! Oh,
I'll fire a phaser there.
sorry. I thought I saw something.
Remain calm, Doctor. The defenses in here can be quite lethal.
It was awful. The sounds, the blood.
Right, I'm going to force open this door. There we go. This mission isn't too combat heavy as well. It's got some, but it's actually a bit more again of a puzzly story mission, which I do like when they try.
I will stand watch while you and the doctor examine the generator.
Activating emergency power. And as always,
If I understand this
they're playing
correctly,
Simon.
we can restore main power activating consoles that match the symbol up here. After the first one is activated, we'll only have 20 seconds to activate the other two. If we don't, the system will defend itself. Also, activating the wrong consoles will trigger the system's defenses. Be careful.
Okay, so we've currently got blue, so I will find the blue one.
That looks right.
Red is over here. Yep.
That looks right.
Yellow was over this side if I remember. Yeah, there it is. No, I'm not going to show you the defense being activated because you get
That did it. The
First
final
try.
console is unlocked.
You get a thingy. Okay. Well, let's unlock. Restart the power. Oh yeah, it's all getting a bit of sunshine. Uh-oh. Looks like a lot of people running. Oh, this is Myconian technology we could search for as well in the station. Let's go and ask Tuvok what's going
This does not bode well.
on. No, it does not, Tuvok.
By restoring main power, we have released the locks, preventing the Voth from reaching our location. They will already be on the move. We will require Cooper's assistance to subvert the automated defenses for our own use. The Doctor is an expert in the technology found on the sphere. This is well within his capabilities.
I'll talk to him. Oi, Cooper.
What are we going to do? The Voth will be here any second. And I don't think they're in the mood to take prisoners. Please, you have to get me out of here. I'm not like you and Tuvok. I'm much too important to die here.
Tempted to do the shut up and help or I'll shoot you myself, but calm down, we'll all get out of here alive if you help us.
My help? What could I do? You and Tuvok have
I know
done
we
everything
have.
so far. I don't even know how to use a phaser. I just want to go back to my lab. I was never meant for field work.
Now again, I quite like the get it together, I won't die because of your NDC. Again, you can pick the which one, but I'm going to say Tuvok said no one knows this technology better. You can do this, Cooper.
Tuvok said that?
Sort
Well,
of.
maybe. I might know the technology, but I don't work well under pressure. I need time and space to think, and I need to be able to do my work without fear of being killed. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Cooper, I believe in you. You can do this.
All right, I'll try. If we're here, and the station's defenses are active, but we're not under attack. But if that's the case, wait, I can do this. Just give me a moment.
Do it.
I think if I try this...
Dr. Cooper, we require a solution.
I'm working on it. Vulcans. If I can just try that...
So,
I've done, yes, something. I have it. I'm not ready for what's being thrown at me here. Maybe I could activate the beams or something else?
Allow me, Doctor. Fascinating. With this exposed, I can manually activate the defenses in the next room. However, there is another possibility.
what is it?
Instead of activating the defenses to assist you, I can reroute the power to attempt to send a message to our stranded ship. It may not help, but we have been out of contact for hours. Your options are activating the defense beams, activating swarmers, or using none of them.
So tell me more about the beams.
I can activate beams of energy that will shoot down in set periods of time. I do not have any further control than that. But you could lure some of the Voth into the beams. The beams are quite deadly, so I would advise keeping your distance. This would be our easiest option against the Voth, but if we are not careful, we could be caught in the beams.
Now tell me about
Would
the
you
swarmers.
prefer... I can alter the programming of the security swarmers that normally patrol this area. They will attack the Voth, but they also will attack us if there are no other targets. The swarmers will provide a distraction for us, but they could also be a liability. Do you want me to
What are our
activate
odds
the
if we don't
swarmers?
get anything?
Slim enough that I cannot recommend it. However, if you choose to do so, I will support you.
I'm going to go without it. No, in fact, I'm going to go to the beam defense.
I can activate beams of energy.
I'll wait here. You go on
I
ahead.
could do nothing, but that's less entertaining for you for all that you get. You do get another accolade for it. So I'm going to go down here. So what you've got here is probably should have timed that better. In fairness, Tuvok wasn't following. Yeah, where were you, Tuvok?
More Voth inbound. Prepare yourself.
That shot is the quite hate
Voth commanders are approaching.
That was a heavy. Got to respawn because Tuvok won't actually res you.
We should move forward. Be on your guard.
Now there is a thing, you can actually run through all three configurations because there's a pickup you get later which you get a slightly different one depending on which one you pick up, so it is
A Voth soldier is activating the battlesuit.
uh-oh.
Enemy targets on center. Personal shield losing power.
There. Here we go to the initial room.
That was an explosion of sufficient magnitude to cause a breach. Doctor, what is your status?
I'm fine, I'm fine. The Voth can't get in. You, may want to put a shield up around the next door before you open it.
Oh, right. That's probably not good.
It would appear all that is between us and our goal is the vacuum of space.
Oh,
My modifications successfully locked the Voth out of this area. However, there was an armed Voth battlesuit in the corridor. The station's automated swarmers attacked, and this is the result.
try to contact the ship, they could beam us across.
No response. According to my readings, there is no method of direct access. Unless your ship is within range, we are stranded.
Well, they should be with the fleet, but I'll try to heal them. No response. Should we wait for Cooper?
I'm here. Wait.
Doctor, we require a way to access the other areas of the station. Your thoughts?
I have an idea, but you may not like it. Those EV suits over there. They have maneuvering jets that we could use on the outside of the station. I've looked them over, and they should be able to withstand the heat of the sun.
Should.
Well, nothing will withstand that much heat and radiation for long. The suits appear to be designed for use in the shadow of the station. But, technically, they can keep us safe. For a little while.
They will have to suffice. We have no other logical option.
So yeah, if you complete the mission with different ways, you get different suits. With slightly different stats. But they all look roughly like this.
Doctor,
Colored slightly
are you
different.
going to prepare your suit?
Me? Of course not. It's far too risky for me to go out there.
We will need to convince Cooper to overcome his fear and help us complete our mission.
Okay.
Do you really need me out there? Internal comms are still active. I could just tell you what you have to do. I really can't stand any more stress. I have no idea why Admiral Tuvok chose me for this project. I'm not trained for field work. If I get home alive, I'm writing a letter to the Federation Science Council. I'll file a formal complaint.
Do you want to be alone when the Voth come back?
The Voth? I thought you defeated them all. They're not going to come back, are they? I can't be alone if they come back. They'll kill me. They'll rip me apart.
Then come with us if you want to live.
Okay, I'll do it. I can't fight the Voth alone.
Okay, let's get moving.
Click here to activate your EV suit.
One of the things they've not quite changed is the EV suit now activates automatically, but in this mission it was built for the old system where you had to press a button, and the problem is that if you step out here without it you'll die, so you have to kind of hit that flip option to manually do it. So it's quite good. They've taken the jetpack mechanic from Rysa.
I can do this.
And
Calm yourself, Doctor. Conserve your oxygen.
yeah, taking the jetpack mechanic from Rysa, and yeah, and combined it with kind of an EV suit. I'm wondering what the anomaly that was finding in the area was. I'm going to guess it's the entrance. I'm keeping an eye out for that icon.
There is a large piece of debris blocking the station's entrance. There is a large amount of debris blocking the entrance. It will be impossible for us to move it without assistance. I can scan the area for anything that may be of use.
Good idea.
There are two objects of interest. The first is the remains of a Voth battlesuit. There is a mortar payload within it that we can place onto the debris. The second is the remains of a swarmer, specifically a miniaturized communications device. We could use it to detonate the mortar remotely.
You get the communicator, I'll get the payload. So it's just panning over to show us where we have to go. Over there. That's the remains of a Voth battlesuit. What I like about this, it just gives it a bit more atmosphere. You notice that usually missions have a little bit of background music going, you know, bits of just incidental music. You usually barely notice it, but in this they haven't. They've gone absolutely quiet, which does give you a bit more of that kind of, you know, if it's stressful outside. If you imagine the Deep Space Nine thing we did, where you know we're on the outer hull of the station, that one had music and stuff, I think. Whereas this, I don't know if it did, but this one has nothing. We've got the charge, which we've then got to put on the debris. I'm honestly, yeah, I think you've got to watch when it starts flaring like that. That's showing you're meant to try and stay in the shadow of the station. But I don't think it really matters too much. Right, so we'll set a charge.
I suggest flying a safe distance before activating the charges.
I'll go and join you and Cooper in this little tunnel. There we go. So now I've got to scan the door. Giving you some atmosphere there. You know, generally in a film will give you your deep breathing.
The door is sealed. Any ideas, Doctor?
There should be a manual release for the locks above us.
Guess I'm going to have to go and do that as well.
I will establish a shield.
I'll do all the dangerous stuff. I do like the fact they have illustrated how thick the station's hull is for something being that close to sun. It's, again, a detail you didn't have to go to, but a nice bit of design work. that's number 2. Sorry, I should do my deep breathing again. I'm going to give myself a cough at this rate. Or hyperventilate or something.
The doors are open. Dr. Cooper and I will wait for you
Only really
inside.
has sound when you bump into stuff as well. Like I say, nice little bit of design. Wasn't needed. I don't know how many people noticed it, but still nice to have.
These suits are fried. I doubt they'll be much use anymore.
Your EV suit does not.
There. And the music cuts back in. Uh-oh.
Something has closed the doors. Most unsettling.
I think the station's defenses are activating.
Enemy target on sensor. Flanking damage detected.
Oh dear, we got some swarms to fight. Tuvok usually helps.
We should move forward before more defenses
Can't remember
activate.
which side means which, because there are 2 where more swarmers on suddenly. The other one's a bit more interesting. It's a malfunctioning force field, and you've got to kind of hide in the shadow of Tuvok coming. Yeah, you've got to hide in the shadow of consoles. Also, this one has a habit of bugging out if you don't make sure you've got everyone with you. This is why I'm making sure that I got Tuvok and Cooper, because they have a habit of getting snagged on.
I remember this room. The security protocols shut us out when we first arrived.
Prepare yourself. We must defend Dr. Cooper.
So I'm afraid it's, you don't get more entry, you just get shooting swarms. Apologies.
I need you to activate a console while I work on this. Excellent. I can keep moving forward over here.
Surprisingly, more swarms to shoot down. Am I anticipating? I've played this mission a lot.
I need you to activate a console while I work on this.
Sensor. Flanking damage detected.
You're going to interrupt me activating consoles. That's what you get. Your Tuvok can do this.
Perfect. I'm almost done. We're through.
There we go. I do like the fact that with the damage in the station as well, that we've got this angle for everything. Again, little things they didn't have to do.
We must power down the room's shielding to access the control panels. The doctor and I will continue our work while you disable the lower panels.
And of course there's some unsafe lasers for firing, not able to dodge lasers. But again, I do like it. It's a bit of puzzly stuff. Never did find that iconic technology. Hopefully it's in here, otherwise I'll miss it and we'll have to replay this at a later date to do some completing of it. Oh, there it is. Last vent to lower and panel to phaser.
Good work. Reactivate the shields and we can complete our mission.
Hang on, there's some iconic technology I've got to go and have a look at. Apparently, energy channel technology appears to be integrated into the station's shielding system. Huge amounts of radiation are funneled away to other places, ready for use in weaponized portals. There we go. That's a thing we have learned. I'll reactivate the shielding.
The honor of deactivating the station is yours.
probably let an expert do it.
There we go. The deactivation program is moving nicely.
Doctor, I'm detecting something curious. Energy levels in the gateway in front of us are rising at an exponential rate. It appears to be activating.
What? Let me check. Oh, this is not good. The gateway is designed to be an escape hatch in the event this station goes offline. We cannot deactivate the jump protocols without activating the gateway as well.
Is there any way to override the protocols?
None that I can see. If we want to stop the jump, we have to activate that gate.
It seems we have little choice. Your thoughts?
Doesn't really matter. It gives you the option to talk to Cooper about this.
As Tuvok said, we have no choice. If we want to stop this sphere from moving, we need to activate the gateway. Our time here is limited. The Voth will return in force. We have to do this now. There is no other option.
The risk's too high. We can't open another gateway.
I know you have a past with the Iconian gateways, but our options are limited. The choice is logical. If the Voth jump the sphere to an area near their homeworld, billions of Omega particles will be expended. With the degradation of the sphere's systems caused by centuries of disuse, there is an 86.8% chance that the expenditure will cause an Omega detonation, destroying subspace across a vast region of the Delta Quadrant. The alternative is opening a single gateway. That is far less of a risk.
I'll activate the gateway then.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could have found a better way. I failed you both.
You
Do
kinda
not
have,
dwell
yeah.
on this. If there was another option, we would have found it. One moment. We are being hailed. Tuvok here.
Chief Engineer Tarkram of the Dyson here, Admiral.
Acknowledged, Chief. Are all of your systems restored?
The opening of the gateway cleared up the ambient distortion disruptions. Do you need transport?
Yes, I want to get off this station now.
We are ready to depart. Chief, do you have a lock?
Admiral Tuvok, come in!
Dyson, 3 to beam up.
We can't get a lock. You need to get out of the hot zone. Move!
So, I could
We're going to
wait for
die!
them.
We're going to die!
They get beamed up regardless, so it's not something which worries me particularly. To be honest, I'm going off Cooper. Again, unnecessary, but quite nice little bit of cinematics. You know, the blowing up station.
We have a lock on you, sir. Just give the word.
Beam is up. I'm sure they're fine. Voth ship going through the portal. We're on this rather neat ship.
Good to have you on board, sir. I'm Chief Engineer Tarkram. The fleet and your ship are still engaged with the Voth, but several Voth ships are making their way towards the gateway. One of their dreadnoughts has already passed through. As the only available ship, we have orders to stop the other Voth from entering the gateway.
Understood. Let's see what the ship can do.
Engage your ship's...
Yeah, so this was a ship that they made. There is still available. What I like is it does have this special weapons mode, tactical mode, which has a cool transformation. So close on the Voth. Now they have also done a bit like when we had the Obelisk carrier in that last mission. We do have some special moves, special radio frequencies. There's also things like this, so I can fire that. It fires also lightning bolt between them. Problem is obviously with these things, it's not quite often as good as your ship, so it can be misleading. But yeah, what that's given me is a set of cannons. But yes, the Tuvok, was quite a few people asked if they could be made available in some way, shape or form, because the Tuvok and Worf weapons things, and Tarkin's got a sort of super healing one. both work quite good. So there's a bit of fighting here. This is kind of your action bits. And Voth keeping an eye for the airship. I might ask why I'm going for the palisade because cruisers are the threat. Get rid of one set of guns, it makes all the difference. Start hitting some of this enhanced shielding. Let's use all special weapons. Oh, sorry. I usually try to cover.
Four shields failing. Right shield failing. Rear shield failing. Target's shield has failed.
So yeah, some people do find this wrong. I can understand it. If you spent ages optimizing a build, only to then have to do half the mission, effectively ship just configured for the devs, I can imagine it'd be quite annoying. But I do actually like occasionally doing this.
Rear shields failing.
Particularly as a good way of the devs being able to make things a threat. Some people are exceptionally good at building ships. If you look at someone who's kind of min-maxed everything, you might find that everything becomes a bit easy.
There are no more Voth in the vicinity, but one dreadnought did go through the gateway. If my readings are correct, it is passing into another Dyson sphere. This one deeper in the Delta Quadrant.
Oh, that's interesting.
If the Voth are allowed to enter another sphere, they will try to claim it, as they have fought to claim this one.
Well, let's go into the gateway then.
Navigational readings indicate we are in the Delta Quadrant. However, we are inside a Dyson sphere, and there are no known structures of this type in this region. I'm detecting the presence of a Starfleet vessel, the USS Gold. That ship disappeared on a survey of the Jenolan Dyson sphere at the precise instant the Iconian Gateway network was reset to save New Romulus.
The Jenolan Dyson sphere?
This sphere was discovered by the crew of the USS Jenolan in 2294. The USS Enterprise D rescued Montgomery Scott, a survivor of the Jenolan 75 years later. However, it now appears that the Jenolan sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae and moved to this location with the gold inside.
Interesting. What's the status of the gold?
I am detecting disabled systems on the gold, but there is no weapons damage. Also, sensors indicate that the Voth Dreadnought has its weapons armed, but has not fired. What do you suggest?
Hail the gold, find out what they know. So we will go.
Thank the prophets. I knew someone would find us. We were on a routine survey in the Jenolan Dyson sphere when something happened. Systems that have been dormant for centuries activated. The energy readings were off the scale. Then a flash and...
Well, you're here now. You're not alone.
I don't want any trouble. I'm on a mission of exploration. Let me tell you how we got here, and maybe that will convince you. We were on a routine survey in the Jenolan Dyson sphere when something happened. Systems that have been dormant for centuries activated. The energy readings were off the scale.
Yeah.
Then a flash. My nav computer claims we're in the Delta Quadrant.
Yep.
If that's right, this entire Dyson sphere somehow moved itself more than 50,000 light years from its previous position. Since then, we've been stuck. I would have taken Voyager's path back home if we could get out of the sphere. The doors were locked tight, and the gateway powered down as soon as we arrived.
The sphere did move, but we can help you return home.
Glad to have the help. Supplies are running low. But what was that ship that just passed us? Shares some signs of Voth tech, but our databanks don't have anything like that.
Right, quick explanation. We're fighting the Voth in a Dyson sphere. There,
Another Dyson sphere? It's taken us 40 years to study this one, and we're not even close to understanding it. And if that ship was Voth, it would explain why they ignored our hails. They came in with their weapons armed and then simply stopped. Didn't see us as a threat. The ship set course for the sealed door and is just sitting there. They're ignoring us. I promised my crew we'd get home. If you could send over a team with some spare components, I can get this ship ready to travel.
We'll transport over a few of our engineers to help. So, I think that I don't want any trouble.
I have extensive experience with the Voth. While
One
they
episode,
are arrogant,
Tuvok.
it is not like them to completely ignore a potential threat.
Literally one episode.
It may be that they sense a greater danger. I suggest we approach and attempt to hail them. Voyager found that some Voth were open to negotiation. We should make every attempt to find a peaceful solution.
What, of course, the Voth ship? Yeah, I think that we don't want any trouble with hinting in the fact that we're not a Federation ship. But you don't think you get that with a Federation one. So, hail the Voth ship.
Warning,
Oh, they put a tractor
ship
beam
is
on
under
us.
attack.
Well, that's sort of like hailing.
The Voth are moving towards the door.
Interestingly, the hologram's actually the Klingon version of this ship.
Tuvok?
Your query will have to wait, Doctor. Shields are down and we...
You're not. You're not
No.
Cooper.
The upshot is we now have a point where he, if you remember in the Borg missions, where he was out of our sight for a bit.
Perish.
So that's where he was possibly replaced. And he's been replaced like that ever since.
Captain, the Undine outside of the sphere are powering weapons. The mammalian ship is still disabled.
Arm all weapons. We will destroy the creatures and then return for the mammals.
Oh yeah, species 8472. At their nonsense again. Oh, we might be on a one-way ticket to Destination F.
I am unharmed, but we are in danger. We are deep within the Delta Quadrant, right where Cooper wanted us. We do not know how long this infiltrator has
I roughly
impersonated Cooper,
do.
or the extent of what he has done.
I think he destroyed the Star Dancer, actually.
However, I am quite familiar with the tactics of species 8472. We will repel the Undine and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat.
Finally, a worthy adversary for my new ship.
Tarkin's a bit overconfident, I think.
Target's shields have failed.
Well, this is really our first. Yeah, those got some Necor battleships before, isn't it? I think we'll get a first look at some Undine ships.
Do you feel angry, Tuvok? Frustrated? You were so easy to manipulate.
I do not get angry. I rectify my mistakes.
I'm annoyed, if that helps, Cooper. Or the Dromus Biocruiser, these ones are annoying, they're the ones that everyone thinks pretty good. Most often do like a teleport. Battleship. So yeah, this is the big fight at the end. 3 waves of Undine to defeat.
More ships on approach. This vessel cannot defeat them alone.
This ship can take it.
I have experience with the Undine. You do not. They are extremely dangerous.
Oh, a Villa heavy battleship.
The
Named
Lisette is
after
here to provide any
the
assistance
Voth's
you
favourite
require.
character on Blake 7, interestingly. The Lisette's turned up. There's a thing that does a thing. Fighting as a Villa, with biohazard torpedoes, which are annoying because they slow down the manoeuvring.
You're a failure, Tuvok. The Alpha Quadrant will burn because of you.
Many have tried before you. All have failed. 3 Undine battleships inbound.
3 battleships? That may be a problem.
Oh, right.
We
Well,
hold
that's a
here.
cocky now.
None of the Undine get through.
Looks like you can use a hand.
Thanks, John.
4 shields failing. Target shields have failed.
So yeah, we've now got the Enterprise here as well. Can't remember, I think it does randomise who shows up, sometimes the Bortiscue said. It's usually well set. I can't remember, it's been a while since I've played this.
Is that all of the Undine?
It is not over yet, Captain. 2 Undine dreadnoughts are approaching.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Blobby stuff. Avoid the blobby stuff. So we've got to fight these last 2 dreadnoughts and then
Target's shields have failed. Left shield failing.
the Voth float clear, but so yeah, this is just pummel these things until they die of it. So yeah, it doesn't make for particularly interesting talking all through these bits. Over here last time, kind of trying to chip down damage until
You only delay the inevitable.
Good to see you. We would have arrived sooner, but there was a Voth fleet in the way.
I'll light you away with that this time.
Congratulations on a successful mission. Now the Romulan Republic will take over. We'll set up a command center for further operations. I'm sure Command will contact you when your presence is needed.
Aren't we supposed to be allies? What gives you the authority to take control? Hang on, I'm a Romulan as well.
Neither the Republic nor the Klingon Empire has any authority in this sphere. This sphere was discovered by the crew of the USS Janolan. A Starfleet vessel. It was mapped by the USS Enterprise D, a Starfleet vessel. Since then, it has been studied and claimed by the United Federation of Planets. We will be the ones who determine what happens here. No one else.
What gave the Federation authority to claim something they didn't create?
We've worked with the Alliance in the Solanae sphere because that was the best option. But this sphere, no matter its location, has been under Federation control for 4 decades. If you want to study the sphere, we can open negotiations. But the current state of war makes that a less than optimal option. Until then, I will defend the Federation's claim, if I must.
We've got to work together to fight the Undine.
Fighting over this sphere is not an option. It would divide our strength.
You're right, Shashawn.
Precisely what would benefit the Undine. The Voth chose to fight instead of cooperate. They were destroyed. We can choose not to be enemies. It is time we did so.
Well, Sean?
This matter is far from settled. We cannot simply put aside territorial claims because someone else wants what we have. However, I will consult with Sub-Commander Cole and Starfleet Command and discuss the situation.
Very well, and you, Captain Jarok?
The Romulan Republic will continue to take responsibility for areas within our jurisdiction, but I do not wish to cause a rift in what has been a successful joint action. However, I will not be put in a position where I must choose between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. We have agreements on both sides that must be honored. Sub-Commander Cole can handle the details. I am a ship captain, not an administrator.
Very well.
Cooper's departure has lifted the miasma in my mind, an affliction that I did not even realize was there. He was influencing me. He used the psychic abilities of the Undine to influence my thoughts, and the results are an effect of my failure. I should have been able to detect his influence.
Well, we must look forward. What now?
We have fulfilled our mission to neutralize the jump capabilities of the Solanae sphere, only to open up a gateway that the Undine can now use to reach our space. They will no longer have to create rifts from fluidic space. Was this Cooper's plan all along? I suggest we return to Sub-Commander Cole. We must attempt to save the fragile peace of the Alliance.
Okay, well, let's report to Cole. So there's all to them arguing.
The sphere is under Federation control.
This sphere is only accessible through an Alliance-controlled gateway.
Then perhaps it is time to end this alliance.
This is neither the time nor the place for this.
Commander Jarok is correct. The Undine are a threat to us all. Now they have direct access to our space. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy. I volunteer to mediate these talks. Dr. Cooper manipulated me to achieve his goals. It is only logical that I take responsibility for what has happened here.
Very well, Vulcan. We will finish this later.
To be continued. What does Kale have to say? So Kale's saying, I could not have anticipated all of this, Admiral. I feel for Admiral Tuvok. I was fooled by Cooper's disguise as well. Tuvok and I will begin working on the next steps. We need to get everyone to sit down together to discuss what we should do before we start shooting. I'll contact you for aid once we have concrete plans. You can rest assured we will need your help on this. Got any of the Solanae kit? For what does my ship actually need? No, shields are probably not. Yeah, I'd go deflector actually. Oh, there we go. We should get healed for another mission soon. So, Kale's here, yep. The Undine has started to invade the Dyson sphere. They have employed massive planet killers to destroy the Voth that we previously called the Voth Zone. Now the Undine have taken full control of the portion of the sphere and seeking to destroy it. The Alliance are sent Admiral Rex to lead it. So that's another area, kind of a battle zone that they built for this, which is not bad. I think Next time we come here we will take a look at that, just see what the battle zone is like. Probably have a run through it. The problem with those sometimes is you are limited by what's happening with players who are already there, so you might find you can't get enough done because there's not enough people playing it. They need a certain amount of people in the zone to make it playable, but I can at least show you bits of it. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. I've got a few things recorded and planned, which might be a few changes coming in the next few months. As always, if you want to comment, put it in the comments, or you can contact me on Blue Sky and Mastodon, both Pyman70. Blue Sky, it's Blue Sky, no, Mastodon, it's mastodon.social. So yeah, you can contact me in either of those, or like I say, on the comments of this. Once again, for any more Star Trek Online content, there's loads of it on this, plus things like Myst, Wing Commander 3. I have actually filmed the end of that. That's one of the things that will be coming out at some point, and hopefully a few other things. But all it remains to say is once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you the next time. But until then, bye for now.